vendors will start to accept Bitcoin. So if you'll go into a shop and you'll want to pay in cash, and they won't allow you to pay in cash, they'll be like, we only accept Bitcoin or some form of cryptocurrency. So um, that's what I think the future holds for it, and I think it's going in the right direction. I was on a couple of shows where someone Instagrammed me on my messages and asked me to join their show yesterday, because there was a guy trying to talk about crypto negatively and how they were doing all this stuff. So I went in there, and the guy said, well, all it is just a document, a contract that's written that says you owe this person this money. And I said, well, it's actually not. The difference is it's a digital asset. And I think people who don't understand it are always afraid of things that they don't understand.
Yes, I
But
agree.
it's the same as electric cars. If you talked about electric cars 5 years ago or 6 years ago, people would have laughed. But now look, everyone's driving Teslas.
Right.
So I don't think it's I think it's something that will catch on as the time goes on. Like I always say, less than around 1% to 2% of the population know what Bitcoin is. But countries such as Nigeria and Africa are picking up on cryptocurrency because already the money over there is worth nothing. So they're turning to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency to do exchanges because it holds its value. Whereas money over there is not really nothing, but the government don't like that. So the government are trying to get it stopped in Nigeria. I know they're trying to get cryptocurrency banned, but it's unfortunately there's no physical way to do it. But you've got a country in Africa called Acorn, the rapper. He started the world's first cryptocurrency city. He's building it.
Wow.
And he's made his own coin called Acorn coin, and that will be the money for that city. It's the first crypto city that there is. You guys should go and check that out on YouTube. It's a crazy city. It's going to have everything like a normal city, but it'll be run just on crypto, which is crazy. So if that happens, and he shows that you can use it on a day-to-day, I think the world will take notice and it will become more mainstream. I don't think money will disappear because the government won't allow it to, but I just think people will choose to take control of their finances rather than letting the banks continue to deal with it. Because right now people are saying, oh, we put our money in gold and all of this sort of stuff, which is all good as well. So everyone should always do what they enjoy to do. If they don't enjoy crypto or they don't understand it, I'd suggest not investing in it. If you're not researching, but if you've heard someone say crypto is going to make you rich, don't go into crypto for that reason. Try and go into it because you understand what it is. So when I first started in crypto, no one knew what Bitcoin was. And when I'm talking, only, I'd say, a handful of people knew. But what happened was, and they were gamers, we would do online gaming, so those sorts of people would know what it was. But when I started putting money into it, and I was telling people about it, I was trying to spread the word back then as well. I said, this thing is going to be massive. Everyone said, no, there's no way it's going to happen, it's going to stay, you're crazy, you're going to lose your money. And I thought to myself, okay, I won't speak about it anymore. And no word of a lie, 4 years ago, those same people came to me and said to me, teach us about crypto and we want to get into it as well. Because once people start seeing the rewards from something, then they're interested. They're not interested.
Oh man, I totally understand. It's like unfortunate, but unfortunate people wait for the burning bush. They wait for the burning bush. Like they did the same thing with shit in the story of the Bible when Jesus came. Jesus was trying to help them. It was like, look, man, we don't believe in the shit that you're talking about. So we don't see anything. We need some proof. And like you said, proof has been before us the entire time, and we just haven't seized the opportunity that's been there that is presented to us.
There's nothing wrong with it. So I mentioned Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then I mentioned two, because everyone was asking me, can you give us two coins that are good and safe? So I said Cardano and Engine Coin. Both those coins, one of them has tripled in value, one of them has quadrupled in value in the
Wow.
last 3 weeks because I researched it and I looked at what was happening and I read the white paper, which we'll talk about in a bit, and I understood it. But if you think that you're going to buy a cryptocurrency that's at a low, really low price, go to sleep. For example, this Dogecoin, if you think that coin's going to go to the moon, forget about it. It's never ever going to happen. Like it's about being sensible with your money. It is so hard to earn $10 or £10 these days. You've got to make sure that you only invest in things that are safe. Don't get me wrong, cryptos are risky, but I try to take the risk out of it and try and help people where I see things they don't see, and
Mm,
I don't just say to someone, right, go and invest in this Cardano coin.
right.
What I will do is I will say, invest in this coin because this is the reason A, B, C, D, E. This is the time frame. This is what's happening. So I back up why I'm doing it. Where other people will just pick a coin at random and just start hyping up the coin like it's the next big thing because they've been paid to do it on a YouTube channel or they're being paid for referral codes, etc. So that's why you've got to be very, very careful, guys. There's a lot of people that just want you to get into a coin and they don't care whether it goes up or down because they're getting paid either way by the coin company. So,
Yeah, well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. And also, just to let you all know, you can catch this podcast. I am running it live this morning on YouTube, so you can see my morning face. You can see my morning face with the pie crust in my eyes still. No, I don't have pie crust in my eyes, but you can see that morning face with no glasses, ladies and gentlemen, right here. It's the morning buzz with your boy Frank Lewis and the one and only Bitcoin boxer, man. Y'all keep it locked right here on stereo. This is where it's at in the morning. It's the morning buzz. Oh, we got some messages. Let's go to these messages real quick. Bitcoin.
go
You
for it.
guys are sitting in with Frank Lewis, the ambassador of love, and Bitcoin Boxer, the ambassador of cryptocurrency. If you got any questions about love or cryptocurrency, you've came to the right place. Go ahead and kick back and ask some questions. Whole lot of love and advice about crypto to give.
Ask away. That's right.
Yeah,
Stellar-based A-Coin can now be used to pay for groceries and gas in Kenyan City.
yeah,
In its first step towards a futuristic Akon City, Acoin is the cryptocurrency business that, chaired by global artist Akon, can now be used to pay for goods and services in the West Kenyan city. The post-stellar based Acoin can now be used to pay for groceries in Kenya. Question about that: is Stellar going to be a coin to?
what Akon is doing is amazing, but you got to remember it's a city in Kenya. So, with regards to getting it up and running and getting it fully using when I'm talking like big businesses and things like that. The coin's only 45 cents, so I don't think at the moment it's not a good investment because if you're going to do it, it'll be a very long-term investment. It will go up over time, but it won't go to any crazy amount because Acorn hasn't done it for the sake of the coin to go up. He's doing it to prove the fact that crypto can be used in day-to-day life. So it is, and it's based on Stellar. Stellar's an alright coin, but if you want to invest in it, there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't think it'll give you a good enough return, such as things like Bitcoin, Cardano, and all these coins. And that's the thing that people want to see. And that's why I don't recommend these coins because when people don't see big returns or like returns on the regular, they begin to think that they could have done more with their money.
Right.
So, like, for
Yeah.
example, I know Cardano will give you a 10x by the end of the year because I think you'll be at around $10. So that will help people because they say when people have a bad experience, they tell 10 to 20 people. If people have a good experience, they only tell 5 people. So that's why I don't recommend those coins. But what Acorn is doing is absolutely amazing. And I said that, and I think it's going to be brilliant for crypto. And I think the world will begin to take notice after the cryptocurrency is there. But right now, there's people that are just scared of it because they just don't understand it. But once people begin to take notice, and if you notice, Bitcoin is talked more about in the mainstream. There's Bitcoin posters on bus stops. I don't know, you have them in the United States, I guess. So yeah, all over the UK, Bitcoin's everywhere and cash machines everywhere. There's certain shops, they've got the Bitcoin sign in the window saying they accept Bitcoin because they realise that they can save themselves money by vendors can save by not having to pay fees. It's just such a cool and amazing thing, and I just think you just got to research, do your own research, guys, and you'll understand. Watch a documentary. Here you go. For your first step, go to YouTube and watch a documentary called Banking on Bitcoin, and it explains the whole journey from beginning to 2018 about Bitcoin, and then you'll really understand what the benefits of it are with regards to third world countries sending money abroad. I can send money to anywhere in the world within 2 seconds.
With
Like, if
Bitcoin.
you try and do, yeah, with Bitcoin, if you try and do that with someone else, you've got charges, you've got all this stuff.
Yep.
With
Damn.
Bitcoin,
International
you,
charges.
yeah. So you can send it as quick as like clicking your fingers, and that's it, it's done.
Wow. Yep. Oh shit.
Let's pop this.
So last night on my show, we had somebody who was very anti-crypto, but they said they invested in blockchain technology, which was an IPO that was mining Bitcoin, which has recently crashed. So what would you say about people that want to invest in the stock surrounding the crypto rather than the crypto?
Oh, that's a good
Okay,
question.
so yeah, that's a very good question. So if you're investing in cloud mining companies or mining companies, some of them are good, but you've got to understand how long they've been around for, what their plans are. So some of these companies, what they do is they say to you, we're going to be mining a low value coin, or some of them, they aim for low value coins, hoping that the price of the coin's going to go up. But it doesn't always go up. It stays where it is. And what happens is the returns you get aren't aren't as good. But what these companies do, they charge like an admin fee for when you invest. So part of your money is going to the owner. So it's about making sure that you're investing in the right ones. There's loads of good Bitcoining, mining companies out there that are looking for investors where you invest and they break it down for you and they say to you, right, we're going to give you if Bitcoin goes up a certain price, we're going to give you 10% of that value. Those sorts of companies are good at investing, are good to invest in. But there's, because mining, everyone is jumping on the bandwagon, and now companies have just started things up where they don't actually own the miners. What they do is they're using other people's computers to mine crypto. So
Mm.
that's where you got to be careful with, because there are people out there that just want to take your money. Me personally, I wouldn't ever mine. I wouldn't ever invest in mining companies, because if you're interested in mining, you can learn about it yourself. And I recommend the way to do that is by downloading an app called B Network, and that is a mining app that you can actually mine a cryptocurrency on your phone. It's free to do, and what happens there is when you mine it, you get every day you get a certain amount of B coins, and over the period of 3 years, it will be worth a certain amount of money, and you'll be able to use it. And if you're interested in mining Bitcoin, I wouldn't recommend it because the amount of electricity it will take is a crazy amount. Because right now there's so many people out there mining Bitcoin. If you want to check it out, you can check out mining farms on YouTube or Google it, and you'll see people have big, like warehouses full of miners which are in Iceland. And the reason everyone has them in Iceland is, so I'm going to tell you this now. If I used to mine from my house, and I had 3 ant miners, and my wife told me, get rid of the miners or you get out. And the reason she said that is, them things are so noisy because you have to have fans to keep them cool, and they make a lot of noise. And you need to have cold temperatures to keep it cool because the graphic cards and everything get really, really hot. So, and that's why people choose cold countries to have them in. And you've got now China have gone to Iran and they're using Iran's sun, so they're using solar power to do mining in Iran. So, personally, investing in the companies, I don't think um, I personally wouldn't recommend it. People do it, but it's a risky business because those companies aren't established enough for me to recommend them because it's quite a new thing. So I'd be very careful when investing in that myself. So there's nothing wrong with it. So before someone says, "Oh, he's anti-mine," there's nothing wrong with it. But I don't recommend anything until I fully understand it and I believe it's safe.
Awesome. So, in your story about Bitcoin, I don't think people really understand your story, Bitcoin, like how you got invested, like just so for the people who just came in who really don't know who you are and why you're doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Um, won't you start if you don't mind starting that all over for us? Let them know. Let the
Okay.
people know.
Cool. So I've been in crypto for just over 10 years. And I started out in 2010. Someone sent me some Bitcoin, 40 Bitcoins, and I didn't even know what they were. And it was on a gaming site. We were playing a game and they sent it across and I was like, okay, cool. And I thought, oh, I don't know. And I just thought they were like little toys. So I just
Hmm.
left them. And then in 2011, late 2011, there were 2 twin brothers called the Winklevoss brothers. If
Yes.
you know who they are, they're the people that invented Facebook. It was called Harvard EU, but Mark Zuckerberg copied their idea and they took him to court and he paid them an undisclosed amount, roughly around 700 million. And they put some money into Bitcoin. And it was on CNBC, and I still remember the morning I saw it. I was getting ready because I was a retail manager, and I got up in the morning. It was like 6 o'clock, and I had CNBC was on. I wasn't intentionally going to watch it because I wasn't even interested in stocks or anything back then. And I heard the name Bitcoin mentioned, and I was like, okay, cool. So I sat down, I watched it, had a cup of coffee, and I was like, okay, this is cool. So I started doing a little bit of research, and I thought, okay, this sounds good. I think it's got potential. Right, what am I going to do? So I used to be like, at the time, I was just boxing, so I used to box a lot,
Hmm.
and I said to myself, right, I need to do something. Let me just take the risk. I'm going to put £100 into it a month. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop eating takeaways because I was putting on a bit of weight because I was just
Yeah.
about to stop boxing. So I
Okay.
said I'm going to put $100 into it a month and I'm just going to stick with it and see what happens. So I started putting $100 into Bitcoin when it was at like $30, $50. The lowest I think I ever bought it at was like $25.
Wow.
And I just kept buying every month.
Wow.
On my payday, I set up an auto buy function on CoinGecko because back then there was only one exchange. So I just started buying it, buying it, buying it, buying it, and every month. And to this day, I've never missed a month.
Wow.
Even now, I still buy £100 worth of it. And in 2017, the price went up, and I sold. I think it was roughly around 60 bitcoins, and I bought my mum and dad a house. I bought my brother a house, I bought my sister a house, I bought my house, and I started some businesses, and I still hold loads of bitcoins. And then what I do is I travel around the UK, because I'm in the UK. I was one of the most, probably the first ever people to invest in it. So I travel around the UK, just educating people on what cryptocurrency is and the best ways to get into it without being risky, because the thing I like to do is, and I know people will say, why does this guy do it for? He doesn't make anything. Because I do it because I think if I can help my family, and I just remember the look on my mum and dad's face when I gave them the house and I gave him some money so that my dad could stop working, because I said to him that my dad had us quite young, so he brought us up, he studied, he worked his way up and he provided for us. So I thought I'd give back to him so that he could stop working and him and my mum could enjoy some time together. Because I think we all work till we're 65 and we don't have that time at the end
Yes.
to have a good life. And that's why listen, it doesn't affect me, guys, if you invest or you don't invest. But if you want to change your future, you need to start today, because everyone will wait. Everyone will wait